Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of the Foolish Fish Esoteric News with your weekly updates on the worlds of esoteric and occult book publishing and arts and events and paraphernalia. Thank you so much for joining me once again. Yes, I'm in my new digs by now. Many of you know exactly what's going on, and if you don't know, then you probably don't care. So that's very good. We're going to talk a little bit about the amazing books that have been announced this week and that have gone into pre-orders and that have become available to purchase. But first of all, I want to say a big thank you to miskatonicbooks.com for sponsoring the show. They have been sponsoring the show for so long now. They continue to sponsor the show and make the show available to all of us, and I for one am extremely grateful for their kind support. And I just want to scroll through their front page, and we're going to talk about Offering to Isis in a few moments because that's available finally, and I'm just so excited about that one. So that'll be our first point to talk about in a few seconds. But first of all, I just want to show you some of the beauties that are available that are just have become rare because they're out of print and they're difficult to find. And miskatonicbooks.com makes these available. You know, all your Three Hands Press books, your Black Letter Press books, your Grail Publishing books, of course, Anathema Publishing books, and many more. We've got Aula Lucis over here, as I say, and lots more. You can go and check them all out over there. And then, let's talk a little bit about Offering to Isis. Folks, I've been so excited for this one. There's not a lot out there that is just devotional work for Isis. There's a lot written about Isis, but not necessarily a lot written from the perspective of praxis specifically for Isis, right? So this is finally available, and it's the standard hardcover, which we've got a mock-up for over here. Very lovely cover. And this has been published by Azoth Press, which is actually an imprint of of miskatonicbooks.com. And so there we go, folks. We can also find the deluxe leather-bound limited edition hardcover in custom tray case, which is... Yeah, we don't have a mock-up of that quite yet. It's due to arrive any day. I'm going to say any moment now from today. I'm recording this on Thursday, the 17th of April. And we're looking at potentially something very beautiful, right? So 412 pages, beautifully laid out in two colors, fully indexed, with more surprises to come with this edition, right? And this one's going to be in a deluxe leather-bound limited edition hardcover with custom tray case, 36 hand-numbered copies. Obviously this is not a picture of a leather-bound book, so hard to say what this one's going to look like, but it is due to be released on April 17th, so who knows, maybe within a few hours we'll actually get some pictures, which is kind of exciting. We've got news from Theon Publishing, folks. They are releasing Ritual and Epiphany on the Mysteries of Mithras. And this is written by Peter Mark Adams. And he's one of my favorite authors in the field right now. And to know that he's written a book on the mysteries of Mithras through Theon Publishing precisely is just very, very exciting for me. We know the quality of Theon Publishing. We know their care, the attention they pay to detail, and how devoted they are to accurate knowledge, right? Accurate information. And Peter Mark Adams is a champion of that precisely. We are pleased to announce a new work dedicated to the mysteries of Mithras and the cult of Saturn. From acclaimed esoteric scholar Peter Mark Adams comes a landmark study that redefines our understanding of Western Europe's most enigmatic mystery cult, Ritual and Epiphany in the Mysteries of Mithras, the secret cult of Saturn in Imperial Rome, takes readers deep into the heart of the Mithraic mysteries, offering a profound exploration of the cult's ritual practices and transformative visionary experiences. You can read the full description over here. Ritual and Epiphany in the Mysteries of Mithras, The Secret Cult of Saturn in Imperial Rome is published in 2 limited editions. There's going to be just a fine hardcover edition and also an Auric edition as usual, which is going to have what? It's going to have 2-color and blind embossing on the front, gold lettering and raised bands on rounded spine, presented in a custom slipcase, limited to 48 hand-numbered copies. Lovely stuff. Okay, you can choose your option over here and order directly from Theon Publishing, of course. Yeah, the full blurb can be found down over here. Okay, links down in the description, of course. We've had a newsletter from Hadean Press. Actually, the newsletter came out a week ago, but I didn't spot it before recording my news last week. So let's talk a little bit about it this week. We've got a few... quite a few interesting bits to talk about. First of all, their new Friends and Other Imprints page. It's actually not so new. They've had it for a little while, but they've concentrated a little bit on it now. So if I just open that, you'll wrong one first. Okay, here it is. Friends and Other Imprints includes titles from our imprint Asteria's press, along with a selection of titles from other publishers. So yeah, you can see some of many books that I've actually reviewed on this channel right here. Some essentials, right? Some very, very cool stuff. And of course, if you're based in the UK, which is where Hadean Press are based, then this is a really, really nice resource for you to go and check these out and purchase them and support. Just one of the most important publishers in the field of esoteric and occult understanding. Oh my goodness, Hadean Press, I just love them, everything that they do so much. Okay, and then of course the other thing, they've talked about a few things. An inquiry into necromancy is still in production. The Black Raven hardcover is printing, so we can see that very soon, around the 24th of April. But the next release is Layla, The Life of Layla Waddell by Darren Francis. The hardcover edition, Scarlet of course, will be available to pre-order on 17th of April. That's today as I'm speaking on Thursday, which is when I'm going to be releasing this video to members, and then the rest of you will be seeing this on Friday. Some of you on Saturday if you leave it a day or two. But yes, let's go and check that out. Layla, The Life of Layla Waddell. There's an introduction video, of course, as Hadean Press have helped us to grow used to, right? A professional violinist, muse to the infamous Aleister Crowley. Okay, though Layla Waddell has become an iconic figure in 20th century occultism, precise details of her life are mostly obscure, from her early years in Australia to her career as an international touring musician, her role as a paramour and inspiration to the wickedest man in the world, and finally her return to home shores and tragic early death. Layla, The Life of Layla Waddell, is the first and only biography of her to be published. I think that's going to be very, very interesting to read indeed. All right, so yes, one of Aleister Crowley's Scarlet Women, of course. Okay, links to that naturally can be found down below. Okay, new book from Fulgur Press, Magic Art by André Breton. Big fan of André Breton's work, with the assistance of Gérard Legrand. It's a hardback, and Fulgur Press's hardbacks are always just utterly gorgeous. It's already in stock. I just strongly recommend going over to their page and clicking on the play button, which I won't do for you here just for copyright reasons, of course. What is Magic Art? In 1953, André Breton, founder of the Surrealist movement, was invited by a prestigious French publisher to explore answers to this question. His resulting analysis is wide-ranging and evocative. Beginning with a literary review of magic and art, Breton draws upon Novalis and Baudelaire before considering the prehistoric rock art of Spain and France, the native art of the Pacific Northwest, the magical grimoires and alchemical symbolism of the Middle Ages, and the work of Hieronymus Bosch, Antoine Caron, Paolo Uccello, Gustave Moreau, Paul Gauguin, the Surrealists. Through these and other diverse sources, Breton traces a mystery that lies at the heart of our timeless fascination with otherness and seeks to place surrealism as a successor to a magical sensibility that began with art itself. You get a general feel for what we're looking at over here, and I think that this is a book that is maybe going to be kind of important, looking at art from the perspective of being a successor to all of this, to the magical art in throughout history, right? Yeah, very, very nice. Surrealist art, right? Okay, next we've got news from Anathema Publishing, who have announced an amazing sale, by the way. There aren't very many of these left, but there are some left. The Dancing Sorcerer is currently having a 20% sale off, 20% off sale, excuse me, along with a few other items. So if we just hop over to anathemapublishing.com, you'll see that, for example, some of José Gabriel Alegría Sabogal's prints are on sale. That is an incredible sale. Excuse me. La teologia escolastica, excuse me, the scholastic theology. Very, very beautiful print over there. The hardcovers don't seem to mostly be on sale, but but some of them are, as you can see. The Hanged God is, for instance. The Devil's Supper by Shani Oates, which I reviewed a long time ago, many years ago on my channel. An amazing look into precisely the figure of the devil throughout witchcraft. Fascinating stuff, and that's I'm looking at it in pound sterling. Why not? You can change the. You can change over here. Let's change it to. I'm gonna change it to USD. Yeah, just for the majority of us watching to understand here. And here is the Dancing Sorcerer right here, just next to Crafting the Art of Tradition, also by Shani Oates. Loved both of these, but the Dancing Sorcerer was just... Yeah, if you haven't seen my review on the Dancing Sorcerer, do go and check out my review. I think it's as close to essential reading as I'm going to admit that anything is for the magic practitioner. It's just so good, so good, and really embraces the balance, right? Balancing out the various aspects of magic and the light side and the dark side, and ensuring that it's understood that sorcery alone or theurgy alone is only part of the coin, right? You need to kind of bring the two together for it to make any sense. And so lots and lots of good stuff happening over there at Anathema Publishing. And then what else? Let's see. The Witch's Allies. You're not alone. You were never alone. Call in divine guidance. Connect with unseen companions and move along your path held by sacred support. So this is from May 20th to 22nd, 2025. Join 19 practitioners who will introduce you to the spirits, tools, and guides over this 3-day online event for seekers of magic. So I normally go through all of my my items before starting the show, and I did today, and I seem to have skipped over this one. I think I remember who pointed me to this one, and yes, I can see that it's at bruja.us. I'm guessing that Sarah Mastros is involved somewhere here. So Wendy, whom we know from bruja.us, is having this 3-day event. She had such an event last year, essentially centered around money, if I remember correctly, right? Magic for money. And so this year it's going to be working with elemental forces for spiritual, mental, physical, and emotional support. Spiritual boards of directors and community as our allies. So let me just, the witches' allies. Okay, you were not alone. You were never alone. All right, let's take a look at, there she is, Sarah. We've got also Laura Tempest-Sakharov, Ivo Dominguez, lots and lots of well-known, well-loved esotericists and occultists. Nicholas Pearson over here, trying to spot the ones that I personally recognize. BJ Swain, hey, there he is. Okay, very, very nice little lineup there, and I'm guessing, of course, BJ Swain, who wrote Familiar Unto Me, which is my favorite book on the topic of familiars. If anyone was going to be a keynote speaker, it would have been BJ Swain. Very, very cool. So do go and click on the link down below. It's Sarah Mastros who sent me that link, and so if you click on that specific link, then Sarah Mastros will actually get a little commission, which will be pretty cool. And this is the way the speakers, in fact, make a little something, right, of their talks, which is a very nice way of doing things. Okay. Let's move on to the Solar Way, a guide to Hermeticism using the Tarot Major Arcana. Very interesting, this one, right? So a foundational occult text exploring the philosophy and practice of Western esoteric tradition explored through the 22 Arcana of the Tarot, one of the lost classics of Western occultism. This book sets out the way of esoteric initiation in 22 steps, symbolized by the 22 Arcana of the Tarot, deeply exploring the philosophy of magic, setting out the essential symbols and concepts of each step on the path of the initiate. Among the many themes covered in this volume are the nature of the macrocosm or occult universe, the nature of the microcosm or individual human being, the inner side of human evolution, the spiritual hierarchies that influence the occult path, the principles of occult initiation, the training of the mind, the rise and fall of religions and societies, the role of gender in occultism, the dangers of black magic, and the path of liberation. This work is an essential guide to students of Hermeticism, Martinism, and the Western occult way in general. So if I understand correctly, this was one of the inspirations for meditations on the tarot, which is it's one of those massive classics that everybody quotes, and I thought I might be able to find it here, but no. Anyway, pretty cool stuff. Available as a hardcover and also in Kindle format. And then the second one, which is over here, the Books of Enoch Revealed. Yeah, you can see I've got. I'll talk about the Books of Enoch Revealed just in a second. I've got the new Quarea book still in my basket because they won't ship to Poland for some reason, so that's kind of a disappointment there, but I'm hoping that that's going to change very soon, so I'm keeping it in the basket for the moment. Let's talk about the books of Enoch revealed, the wicked watchers, Metatron, and the fruits of forbidden knowledge. The first comprehensive examination of the book of Enoch and its prophecies, origins, and history examines in depth Enoch's full story of the watchers, the fallen angels who came to earth and shared corrupting, forbidden knowledge. Just realised I said they won't ship to Poland. Amazon won't ship to Poland. I'm sure that if I asked Josephine, she'd be very happy to send me a copy. Investigates the entire histories of the Book of Enoch and its important esoteric offshoots, including the later two Enoch, the Slavonic Book of the Secrets of Enoch and so-called Hebrew Book of Enoch. So lots and lots of information on the books of Enoch, it's a full analysis, right? So you get the books themselves, and then you get a commentary, right, on the books of Enoch. I think that anyone who's particularly interested in just angels in general, the concept of Metatron, things like this, you're going to find this particularly interesting. And it's a Penn State University. Is it a Penn State University book? I think it... let's see. No, Inner Traditions, excuse me. Oh, wait. And then we've got a Kickstarter over here, The Wings of Soul, a hand-painted tarot Lenormand Oracle deck. Guys, I clicked on this and it's so pretty. It's so lovely. You know I don't feature tarot decks that I don't find pretty. Excuse me, unless they are of particular esoteric interest. Excuse me, let me just cough. Woo, okay, all done. And this one is all hand painted, of course, right? I don't support AI, image generations. Do not want to call that stuff art. This is definitely art. It reminds me a little bit of those... I think the proper word for it is grotesque, although there's nothing particularly grotesque about it. The art that can be found, kind of a Rococo style, maybe, style of art found on Florence frescoes, just very white background and very intricate, delicate floral patterns on them over here. Oh my goodness, that dog is still barking. It's been 40 minutes since I started this. Anyway, so look at that beautiful back of the card. I think it's just lovely. Really, really lovely. Nice. Okay. All right. I'll let you explore that at your own leisure. Let's take a quick look at the rewards. It seems like... special bag for deck. Okay, the main one starts at 302 Hong Kong dollars, which is $39 US, right? So that's the price for the deck on its own. Very lovely. Cool. All right, let's move on to news from Stephen Skinner. Actually, the Welsh Occult Conference is, I believe, the only conference that Dr. Skinner is going to be attending this year in the UK. So do check this one out. This is happening on the 17th of May 2025. Let's take a look at who else is speaking. Gary Nottingham, The Alchemical Journey of Israel Regardie. Sounds interesting. Alex Sumner, The Abramelin and COVID Lockdown. Right, yes. Stephen Skinner is going to be talking about working with grimoires just in general, which is cool. Then we got Elaine Bailey, and Anna Bonus Kingford, the mother of the... talking about Anna Bonus Kingford, the mother of the Golden Dawn. Then Anne Pyatt, The Order of the Cubic Stone. Geraldine Beskin is going to be talking about Annie Horniman, her magical life and work. So that's happening on Saturday, 17th of May, 2025. If you happen to be in Wales, then let's see, that's going to be in No, I'm not going to try. It's Welsh. I'm just going to walk away. Something Newtown in probably Gregunog. I'm not sure. Hall. There we are. Let's move along to another conference happening. This is a gigantic one. It's the Salem Witch Fest, folks, and this one is just enormous, and I just recommend going over to the main page. But there are two particular items that I want to talk about here. First of all, the Midsummer Night's Market. That is obviously happening on Midsummer's Night, and if you are going to be in Salem or close to Salem around that time, and you are in any way involved in business that is a little bit witchy or occulty or esoteric, then you may be interested in hiring a spot. If you want to be reading tarot, if you want to be selling your wares, then go and check this particular page out, which I've linked for you down below, to simply rent a spot, and have access to a enormous community who are going to be attending there. Hecate. So I wanted to talk a little bit about the many presenters. If I just click on the presenters over here, you'll be able to see so many the list literally, not quite literally, but almost does not end. We've got Dr. Alexander Cummins over here. We've got Jesse Hathaway Diaz. Let's see. We've got Meredith Graves. We've got. All of these are great people. I'm just talking about the ones that I personally know. Cadmus and Sarah Mastros once again, who really does the rounds. Kobe Michael. Let's see. We've got Katrina Pejovic. Nicholas Pearson, David Rankin, many more. But the one who drew my attention to this particular one was Mandy Wild. And happy birthday, Mandy Wild. I don't know if you're going to get to see this on Thursday when I'm actually recording and releasing to members. I hope you do. It's Mandy's birthday today, and Mandy is going to be presenting on specifically Hecate Azostos, the Unbound, with Mandy Wild, right? So that's going to be on Tuesday, August 19th. So there are going to be two versions of this. There's going to be an in-person event of the whole conference, right? Some of them are going to be online only, and my guess is that the ones that are available on location are going to be available online as well. And you can get tickets to the whole event, or you can get tickets to a specific talk. And so you can book this particular one and wish Mandy a happy birthday. There we go. All right, and then what else? We've got news from David Chaim Smith, who has been recording a number of videos, and the first of 5 episodes. So this is going to be broadcast on David Chaim Smith's own YouTube channel, and the first talk that he's recorded with Ike Baker, the author of A Formless Fire, of course, and Etheric Magic, which was out just last week, maybe a couple of weeks ago. Very cool, and it's going to be on the topic of the Tzimtzum. So very, very nice stuff. If you know a little bit about David Chaim Smith, he is a heretical Kabbalist who is interested in esoteric mapping of what's the word I'm looking for? Contemplative. There's another word I'm looking for. just processes. So yeah, contemplative processes, and I think that these are going to be interesting conversations, right? Rather than just David pouring out of himself, as he usually does, right? This is going to, from what I understand, this is going to be more of a back and forth. So a very interesting format. And then finally, this isn't really a board game. I usually have a board game of the week. This is a deck of cards, quite simply a deck of cards. But I just want you guys to click on that link down below and press on play on this video. If you like pretty things, if you like beautiful tactile experiences, and prettily crafted things out of paper, this is going to be a treat. Just to look at it. I mean, I'm not suggesting. You can see many people have backed this particular one, but let me just show you a couple of things. It's just a deck of cards, right? It's just a deck of cards, and it's just one of the most pretty things that I've seen in a long time. You put the cards together and it makes a whole diorama, and it's just really lovely. The gilding on that, gilting, excuse me. Yeah, just a lot of love has been put into this. A lot of ingenious, innovative ideas, just to make this regular pack of cards something special. I can definitely appreciate that, you know. I think it's lovely. Really lovely. Okay, folks. That's what I got for you for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in as you do every week. And if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you'd like to support the channel, then the best way to do it is via the Patreon, and any membership, any level of membership. It starts at $2 a month. It gives you access to the Foolish Fish Discord page, and that's a really nice resource. People who join tend to be impressed by just by the quality of the chat that's happening there, and the number of people who are just into the same kinds of things as they are, which is kind of unusual in our circles, right? It's sometimes a little bit difficult to get in touch with people who like the same kinds of things, right? So beautiful community going on there, and thank you, by the way, for everyone who are actually making that happen. So that's very cool. And then if you would like to have a one-to-one conversation with me where we can talk about your spiritual path, I can give you book recommendations. I can give you just general practice recommendations depending on what your baggage is, what your background is, what your preferences are, what you've been doing so far. Maybe it's not, you're feeling a little bit stuck, maybe it's not been working so well, or maybe on the contrary, things have been happening and you're kind of wondering, what the hell is happening to me? You know, that kind of stuff. We can talk about all of that, and I can read your tarot. We can do a tarot read, find out what's important for you in your life right now, and what the tarot's recommendations for you right now, what you should be doing, maybe what you should be avoiding, those kinds of things. And we can talk about all of that. And links to all of that can be found down in the linked comment, right? The top pinned comment, which I leave on the top of every video comment section. So yeah, you can check those links out. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for your likes and for your comments. It makes so much difference. I really appreciate it. I hope you have a lovely weekend, day, whenever you're watching, and do take care of yourselves, do take care of each other. I'll see you very soon with another video. Bye bye.